Welcome to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, I'm so sorry I had to miss y'all last week. I was traveling for that last retreat. But the good news is we have another retreat coming up, an online retreat. And so that'll be something that everyone can join. It's May 31st through June 2nd. And so I hope you can be there with us. And of course, details are on the website. And this is 2024 for those listening at a later date. Okay, I think that's all the announcements. The groups are just going to continue um, uninterrupted. I'm not traveling anytime soon. So, okay. So let us fully arrive here, find our seat. And I'm going to invite you just to shut down your eyes and just to begin to journey inward and opening your consciousness. And so just gently scanning the body and noticing anywhere where you are holding or gripping or unconsciously resisting, and just noticing that is one of the greatest skills we can have when we are experiencing a Kundalini awakening. It's just to notice where in the subtle energetic body is open and relaxed and receptive, and where is shut down. And the question that I'm going to invite all of us to look at in this moment is, are you open and cooperating with this movement of Kundalini Shakti? And by cooperating, the great invitation here is that you are open, that you are relaxed, that you are receptive, that you are listening, that you're not fighting against it. That's cooperating. That's what cooperating means. And we suffer so much less on the spiritual path when we cooperate. And so let's all just kind of get rooted here and meeting down the first chakra center, the root. And again, just in a real basic, lighthearted way, am I open in the root chakra? And could I open a little more? Could I invite the root chakra, the first chakra center, to expand with a sense of openness? And I'm going to invite the root chakra to expand on the horizontal plane. But let's also invite the root chakra to expand down into the earth. And maybe inviting a gentle sense of support and plugging into the strength and the solidity of the earth. Just so helpful. We have enormous amounts of energy flowing through our nervous system. And so again, just feeling into the root and expanding horizontally. And also expanding downward into the earth. Into the earth. Softening and opening. And even just imagining like two roots, one growing out of each leg, the bottoms of the feet, just these roots flowing into the earth, connecting to a quiet sense of power and strength. And just allowing yourself to be supported. And right away, as we do this, as we really plug into the earth, root into the earth, you might notice just this gentle stream upward. without any effort, just this gentle stream of support arising upward from the earth, letting yourself be held, nurtured. Even having like a sweet sense that you are a child of God and worthy of support, worthy of support. And so breathing in and breathing out and just checking in with the hara, second chakra center, and the lower back and the hips, and just noticing, is there any gripping here? Is there any resistance here? Is this center open and radiating with light, with Kundalini Shakti? Or is this center maybe closed or shut down? And of course, inviting it to be open. The root is open and plugged into the earth. Second chakra is open, expanding horizontally. And just feeling a gentle sense of quiet, empowerment, strength. It's almost like a feeling, if I am strong, the earth is strong. The earth is strong, and I am strong. I am the earth. I am strength. And feeling just like almost like a silent nobility. Breathing in and breathing out, and softening and opening the first chakra and the second chakra center, legs and the feet rooted into the earth. Now feeling to the third chakra center, the solar plexus, ascending up along the central channel, feeling into the third chakra center. And again, just checking in. Am I open? Am I connected? Is there any resistance here in the third center? And if so, no judgment, just a reminder, oh yeah, I don't want to resist. I don't want to resist God. I don't want to resist Kundalini. I don't want to resist my true nature. So I open. So we breathe. We feel opening in the third center. Opening on this horizontal plane. And feeling your strength, your power expanding. Expanding out beyond the edges of the body, but expanding. Quiet sense of light, brilliance, mixed with this grounded sense of strength. Not only a grounded sense of strength, but this sense that you are the ground. You are the ground. Vast, noble, immensely free. And you are the light, this movement of light, this movement of radiance. This ground is alive. And so the root is open, the hara is open, solar plexus is open. And again, we feel up along the spine in the most beautiful center, the heart center. And we ask, is my heart open? Am I relaxed? Am I cooperating with this flow of Kundalini Shakti? So breathing, feeling, softening, opening, inviting this light, inviting this love. And of course, if there's any place in the heart that's suffering or struggling, sometimes we almost can shake a little or weep a little, just acknowledging, oh, there's sadness here. Sometimes if we just allow that sadness, just to weep for a couple breaths, that sadness begins to break. If there's a holding, often when there's sadness, there's a holding back, a gripping, again, softening, opening, relaxing, trusting. And love is the way. Openness is the way. And so by now, you may notice a stream of Shakti flowing up from the earth, through the root, through the hara, through the solar plexus, and really shining, illuminating, expanding through the heart chakra center. And feeling this love of the heart chakra as it merges with Kundalini Shakti, you'll feel an intensification of love. One of the gifts of Kundalini, it tends to intensify our divinity. So smiling at your divinity, really seeing yourself, seeing how big your heart is. And that should make you really smile, like, oh, I'm not just this little inner child that feels broke down by life, but no, I'm this big, expansive, radiant heart. I am this immensity of love, and just really feeling the heart chakra expanding with Shakti, with luminosity, with brilliance, really inviting the heart chakra to expand further still, expanding into the upper chest and really almost like blasting the throat chakra open. So again, this Kundalini Shakti is flowing up the spine, up the legs, up the feet, into the root, to the hara, the solar plexus, the heart, flowing up, blasting open. The throat chakra. And so breathing, feeling, smiling, and inviting your divinity to be expressive, to be expansively open, radiating with light. And again, smiling in the most innocent way where you're recognizing, oh, my divinity is good and big and bright. What I am is good and big and bright. And really throwing off, the shell of the ego, the mask of the ego, saying, oh yeah, I'm not that little limited thing. I am this big expanse of brilliance. I'm choosing to be my brilliance. Not to be limited, but to be big, to be vast, to be luminous, luminous. So again, deep, full breaths, softening, opening, being luminous, radiant, expansive. And as this expansion continues, expanding into the space of the mind, the third eye, and just noticing, are my thoughts, is my mind, my human mind, does it cooperate with Kundalini Shakti? And for most of you, I bet that answer might be no. Might be no. So can we soften and can we open? Can we surrender any thoughts which are untrue, or any thoughts that are limited, any thoughts that hold you back? Any thoughts of resistance? Any thoughts of I'm a little unworthy ego? Can we surrender that and just see, in truth, your mind is vast and expansive. In truth, the third eye is a doorway to cosmic consciousness. In truth, this heart that you are is so brilliant, so bright, so luminous. So again, we breathe, we feel, we smile, inviting ourselves to expand open, to surrender anything that is uncooperative, that is resistant to Kundalini Shakti, and choosing consciously to trust the movement of grace, the movement of Shakti, this movement of higher divine intelligence. Just what Kundalini Shakti is a movement of higher divine intelligence. And so can you surrender? Can you surrender anything that holds you back? Can you surrender anything that holds you back? Breathing, feeling, opening. And finally, opening the crown chakra and inviting a grace to come over you to settle the body, to harmonize the body. So this gentle prayer. Oh, divine Lord of yoga, we ask you to help us to settle into openness, to settle into unity consciousness, to settle into love. Help us, Lord, to settle and to surrender any resistance, any division, any sense of separation between us and you. And so putting down the fight, putting down any unconscious resistance, and allowing the heart to expand, to explode open in love. Inviting the mind to expand out to the horizon, to melt, to merge with the horizon. Inviting the hara, the root, to expand downward into the earth, merging with the strength, the solidity, the power of the earth. Having this gentle prayer, I surrender all, Lord. I surrender all. All to thee, Lord, I surrender. I surrender all. And so breathing, feeling, opening, and inviting this Kundalini Shakti to flow up again from the earth, through the legs, through the pelvis, through the root, through the hara, through the solar plexus, unencumbered, through the heart, expanding outward, showering with light all over the body, expanding up through the throat chakra, through the third eye, out the crown, and again, showering down all around us, creating this beautiful healing blessing. Blessing our humanity, our emotional nature, blessing our mind, blessing our divinity. And again, as you breathe in, gently drawing this energy up through the bottoms of the feet, through the legs, through the root, through the heart, the solar plexus, expanding, radiantly open in the heart. And again, drawing it upward through the heart, through the throat chakra, through the third eye, out the crown, and showering down all around us, bringing a harmonizing flow and light throughout the body, softening, opening, and melting, receiving, absolutely receiving the strength of the earth, the strength of heaven, the strength of true nature, merging, unifying with all of creation, with all of creation. And so, with that, we can gently open our eyes, and I'll welcome you into this room. It's so beautiful to be here with each of you. I'm going to invite you to play with this question throughout the week. Am I cooperating with Kundalini Shakti? Am I cooperating with the grace of God? Am I cooperating with my next step on the spiritual path? Let's just take a moment and let's look, and I'm going to invite you just to smile a little bit. So again, no judgment here, no guilt, just the smile at this paradox of being human. And looking back throughout the week, and you can kind of see at times when you have not cooperated, maybe where you dismiss the Kundalini, where you wished it wasn't here, or we were fighting with God, or we were fighting with that which is higher, and just gently setting the intention that next time, if the resistance arises again, that we take the higher path, the higher road, the higher intelligence. That next time we listen to the voice of our heart, which is going to be in alignment with love and with truth, with compassion, with forgiveness, with patience and surrender. We listen to the heart before we listen to that voice in our mind that's always trying to guard and protect and defend and just creating division in this world. Because if we look out, just from a place of being really grounded, we can see that 99% of the time, we don't need big walls around us. We don't need to be harsh with ourselves or harsh with another. And so this gift of Kundalini is it puts pressure on us to grow, to evolve. And when Kundalini wakes up in you, it's like being on the fast path, the fast track, one of those bullet trains, bullet train to God. And it'll put pressure on you. Anytime you choose that which is lower, you're going to feel pain, and that pain will intensify. But when we choose that which is higher, sometimes we'll feel like a little bit of evolutionary pressure or a little bit of fear as we're stepping into a greater sense of love, or a greater sense of light, a greater sense of strength and truth. But it's good fear. It's good fear, like a challenging fear, which is a lot different, than just being stuck in existential fear because you're aligned with your ego. Anytime we make an evolutionary leap, often there's a little bit of fear, like, oh, can I do this? Can I pull this off? And of course, the answer is yes. Now, I'll tell you a silly story that once when I was a little kid, let's say, like I was probably like 12 years old. And I went over to one of my uncle's house and I looked out in his backyard and he saw me look and he said, "Oh yeah, the neighbors there, they're skateboarders too, like you, Craig. They have a half pipe there." And I saw that. And I walked up to that half pipe and, it was like a 6 or 8 foot half pipe, and so that's, that goes up to vertical. For those of you who don't know, it's a ramp that goes like this, it's like an upside down rainbow. And so I climbed up on that ramp, with my skateboard. And you put your tail like right on the top part. And there's this moment where you drop in. So like the tail's here and the ramp goes down like this. And there's this moment where you take this leap of faith. And I dropped in, so I put my board down and slam my front foot down. And boy, did I fall and wipe out. Boom. I just hit the ground so hard, just like smack, And but it was such a rush, such a rush. And, I had good, healthy fear because it's a big deal to drop in like something like that, just as a little kid the first time. And it hurt, I put a big bruise on my shoulder and on my hip. But then I got up and I did it again. I think I fell a second time, boom. But I rolled a little bit, on the vert part coming down. And it hurt again. I thought, boy, I don't know. That's pretty intense. But then I got up and I did it again. And that time I pulled it off. And sometimes, like as we're listening to Kundalini, as we're opening to grace, as we're opening to our higher nature, we'll have a little bit of fear, like evolutionary fear. Can I pull this off? And the answer is yes. You are a divine being. You can pull it off. But we might fail a couple times as we step into something greater. But we begin again. We try again. We try again. And later in life, you should have seen me. I got on huge ramps, like big vert ramps. And it's like, it's such a rush. It's such a rush. You feel so alive. And that's the thing with Kundalini Shakti is you open and allow this grace to flow through you in a big way. You feel so alive. You feel as if the whole universe is giving birth through you. The whole universe is giving birth through you. It's such an amazing experience compared to being like a little isolated ego. Is saying, "Oh, I'm not sure I'm worthy of this divinity." And God's trying to show you through this awakening, not that you are worthy of this divinity, but that you are this divinity. You are this light. The experience of spiritual awakening makes worthiness, like the thought of worthiness, irrelevant. You see that you are. You are the light. You are the love. And it's a glorious recognition. You look out and you see that all of life is light and love.